Greetings! Man, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I've got a game thought. Well, more kind of just thinking about things and wanted to get it out there. About Resident Evil. And so, now that I've finished the game, the only thing that's really on my mind is, Mia was like a secret agent or something. And she was a caretaker, and I'm guessing because it's Resident Evil that this whole thing was because of the Umbrella Corporation, Like, that's the whole thing with Resident Evil, is Umbrella Corporation. But of course there were mentions of opposing corporations. So I was curious about, what are the other corporations? Was this another corporation that was doing it, and the opposing corporation was Umbrella Corporation, who came in at the end to save the day? Except not really save the day, just to get us out of there. I don't know. The way they were treating us, Mia and myself at the end there, and guessing she was working for Umbrella Corporation, and this was some weird new experiment. 16 years after the events of Raccoon City. And so, there was a part earlier in the game, wasn't there, where she was surprised that Ethan had come for her because of something she did. So she was surprised that he came. And that was one thing that I feel like was never really explained. Like, that's something that never happened, was the explanation of, beforehand. We never got anything on Ethan's side of things. It was all kind of revealing and very rushed at the end what Mia had done. I don't want to say rushed. It did kind of happen all at once, but it was like almost everything was revealed right at the end there. But at the same time, there's a lot of that info that if they had told us that throughout the game, it would have been really not as suspenseful, I guess, maybe. Like, there were little clues that I see now, like picture of the granny was E001. That was something I remembered throughout the whole thing. I didn't bring it up at the time because I was kind of drunk, and the dots were being connected slowly. But when I needed the D-series arm for the serum. Well, also when I grabbed the arm, I was kind of freaking the fuck out because Evelyn's room was creepy as hell. The detention room, holy crap. But, in there, although now I'm thinking that, that wasn't Evelyn's room. No, that wasn't Evelyn's room. That was the little girl that was already dead. That was the D-series. Yeah, so... Oh man, that little, shriveled up thing, I don't know what that was. And so, there was that note where Marguerite had mentioned that the arm was brought as, a savior by Evelyn. It's that dead girl, that was the dead girl that you grabbed the arm from, that was the D-series. And obviously that shriveled up one was the D-Series head. So you had the D-Series arm and head, and they both were dead. And the D-Series died while being a little girl. Still. Where Evelyn had hyper-aged to be that old lady. And from what I was reading on the various things, Evelyn was already super aged by the time she got to the Baker family, because she was on that boat with Mia and Alan in their care. Yeah. And so Evelyn brought the D-Series arm and head with her. And I definitely think that it didn't, it obviously didn't stop the virus, because Mia was still infected after getting the shot. But it was a D-Series shot, so it wasn't quite the neurotoxin, or it was a D necrotoxin instead of an E necrotoxin. And it seemed like it at least slowed it down so that Mia could do her thing and resist her for a bit. This game thought's getting a bit more complicated than I was originally planning. Avo. And so, the lab underneath. That lab was in a mine. Looks like a salt mine. So there's the salt mine beneath the swamp. Must have been pretty far down to get past the water table. And then there was a lab down there that obviously was not for the mine. It was very much dedicated to the work of the Eevee thing. But now, who did that, Because Lucas had those bombs set up, the same types of booby traps, in his part of the house. Was he involved? Did he work for, or subcontracted out to Umbrella Corps? Gosh, the sun is just really bright today. And so, if he was taking the notes, before Evelyn took over his brain, he was quite a well-spoken, sophisticated chap. Although I suppose from the camera guys, they, way back in the beginning with that videotape, the one guy was talking about the Baker family, how they were doing something. They were scientists. Can't remember what they did. So obviously when Jack was communicating to Ethan, he wasn't, that evil beats his wife hick type. He was a really good guy. He was like, oh, you're cool. I'd like to sit down and have a chat with this person, instead of the guy that tried to force feed me bugs and cut out my eyes. Definitely turned him into a monster, that's for sure. Fuck. But, yeah, I don't know about Lucas. And Lucas never died. Never fought Lucas! What the heck happened to Lucas? That's something I want to know. don't know how much he was involved with it. It seems like Marguerite and Jack, I don't know about them, but Zoe had enough knowledge to know to try to make the necrotoxin out of the arm and the head, but she had info for the D series and not the E series. So if she had known, and we got the vial from Mia in the first place instead of that gross stuff, the head and the arm, from the D series, then Mia would have been cured right away. Where D series just slowed it down. Running my brain in a circle. So, Very interesting. It's definitely a deep story that, frankly, throughout the game, I'm glad I was paying attention to stuff. Various letters and numbers and things. Because by the end, it... like, right up until you start putting the serum and stuff together, it didn't feel like that deep of a story, you know? Like, it could have been, you know, broken down to, there's this creepy demon girl that comes to this house, corrupts the family, and now they're all monsters. And Mia got caught up in it. You know, she was tricked to go there to... See, what I thought it was is that Mia was tricked to go babysit this demon child, and then she became all sucked up in the horror. But it was quite a bit deeper than that. Because Mia was involved from the very beginning. And since she was involved from the very beginning, she must have been part of the corporation, right? Was she just a caretaker, or was she military? Because if she was military, she sucked at using a gun. Although, in every fucking Resident Evil game, everybody sucks at fighting. It's going to be hard for anybody to convince me otherwise. Because when you can't strafe, that just sucks. Alright, well, I want to talk more about this. Try to connect some more dots, but I feel like I've connected all the dots, maybe. But there was one line. After I saved Mia, you know, stuck the thing into her arm instead of Zoe. Why do you do that? It's beyond me. But, right after that, while we were in the boat, Ethan said some dumb lines. Ethan was an idiot. But when we got to the boat, I don't remember a single instance in the game. Maybe I just didn't see everything or read everything, but I didn't see a single instance in the game where the boat was mentioned to Ethan. Like, somehow he knew the boat was there. So when we were leaving through the swamp, we see the boat, and Ethan goes, "Is that the boat?" Like, the boat from this story that I am referencing? Knowledge that is inferred? How the fuck did he know about the boat? The boat. You know? If he had said, "Is that a boat?" then I would have been like, holy shit, it is a boat. A big fucking boat. Now I'd been right there with him. But he said, is that the boat? Semantics are important. And so when he said, is that the boat, that got me confused. Like, when did you fucking hear about any boat? We're in the middle of a swamp. Who told you about a boat? Bigger than the little dinghy thing you were in. Somebody answer that to me. Did I miss a document or a video or something that mentions the boats that Ethan somehow knew about in order to say that sentence? Or was there a translation error and he was supposed to say, is that a boat, instead of the boat? Did I miss something? Please let me know. Because this game is making me feel dumb. And I don't like it when I feel dumb. I'm smart, dang it. I'm a design specialist. I went to college. Either way, that is my thoughts for the day. What are your thoughts?